Hello everyone, Cowabunga here. So, going into 2023, I think some people within the platform fighting game community were really excited. Let's take a look back at what was going on around this time last year. So, Fraymakers launched at the beginning of the month. Oop, that didn't go very well. Multiversus launched in the first quarter. Oh, yeah, that didn't go very well either. Ever heard of Stomp Party? No? Good. See, I ragged on my own game just to make things fair. I think that 2023 was both a good and bad year for platform fighters. I think that can describe the industry as a whole, really. We've had so many launches, so many rocky starts, and so many ceased developments over the existence of this channel. Video game development is extremely hard, and indie endeavors especially just feel impossible unless you pour every last bit of blood, sweat, and tears into your project. Take it from me, it's not very fun to put your project out there unless you're doing something really good. But it's inspiring to see indie projects with obvious love and passion make it to the finish line and be successful. I wouldn't wish the opposite upon my worst enemies. Facts are facts though, most platform fighting games, not named Smash Brothers, haven't had the greatest go. It's a huge challenge to become a part of this genre because of the high expectations fans of this genre have. So why then is the title of this video, Why 2024 Will Be the Year of Platform Fighters. I think many platform fighters have experienced growing pains, but 2024 will be the year many of them start to blossom. I wouldn't be surprised if 2025 is the year things really get good, but I think 2024 will be where some platform fighting games get their footing for sure, and you should keep an eye on them. Every game I talk about today is worth your attention, and whether you want to give them a try after this video or not doesn't matter. I just ask that you go through this whole video, hear me out, and see where these games go from there. I'm not going to talk about every game I possibly can either. You're just going to have to subscribe to see all the platform fighters that are coming out or getting updated. I'm just doing things this way so this video isn't super long, though I hear doing super long videos is good nowadays, but for this video I just can't do it. I want to get it out ASAP, but anyway, leave a like and enjoy. Let's start with a game that at the moment has the most uncertain future. That is, until a trailer comes out the day this video releases and immediately makes it outdated. Multiversus. This game is coming back this year. It seems like their goals include adding more content, like characters, stages, and probably much more to the new build. It also seems like they want to improve the game, though it's pretty vague on how they're going to do that. Will there be full-on system changes, new mechanics, or will the game feel largely the same with just additions that make things better? Who knows? There's nothing really much to talk about or speculate on unless you go into leak territory, so I figured we'd get Multiversus out of the way first. I'm still excited to see what will be new with this game when it is released, because I do miss it even though it was rough around the edges in some ways. Next, let's talk about a game that we have a very clear roadmap on now, Rivals 2. Their Kickstarter concluded recently, and they raised over $1 million in funds. That is an impressive feat, to put it lightly. I know that this wasn't the best case scenario for Aether Studios, but I'm really glad that they hit that 1 million mark regardless. It will get them a decent roster to start with 10 characters, good online netcode for quick play, and they can still secure a release for late this year. We will be getting updates throughout the year, and some people will have a chance to play in beta tests for the online. I've got guaranteed access to the betas, and I can record gameplay, so I look forward to that. The rest of you should look forward to this game because it seems to be one of the most polished platform fighters in development right now. It only adds on to the genre with the new mechanics it introduces, and its most important priority is its gameplay being rich. I've seen a lot of ways for players to be able to express themselves through the extra options in Rivals 2 compared to the first game. From launch, the game is only going to get better, so I expect it to be a game I play a lot at the end of the year, going into 2025. Alright, let's start going over some games that have already been released. First, we have Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, of course. This game is a great example of a platform fighter just needing some time to cook in order to deliver something tasty. If you want to see how tasty I think it is, check the link on the top right there. Obviously, we're going to continue to get some guaranteed content for the game throughout this year in the form of DLC characters. We've got Mr. Krabs, who seems to be coming out this month actually. Then we've got Zuko, Iroh, and Rocksteady to look forward to. These 4 characters will no doubt be great additions to the game, and who knows where we're going to go from there. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 had surprise DLC during its development alongside 3 DLC characters, so I do wonder if they're going to do anything similar for the sequel. The game isn't really missing much outside of characters though, so ideally we just continue to get DLC characters in some way. It wouldn't be a surprise if the devs moved on to another game to achieve a better roster though. I'm sure another sequel could present some opportunities to add even more features while allowing them to use many assets from Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 in order to make development go super smoothly. No matter which direction they go, this franchise is only set to get bigger and better, which is great for all of us Nickelodeon fans. Okay, I ragged on it a bit at the beginning, but Fraymakers is probably going to go crazy this year. They added Fish Bungeon to the game not too long ago, and the Watcher is fast approaching. Like, when I say fast approaching, I mean it. She's probably going to be ready in a couple months, which is insane when you compare it to the launch of the game, where things were progressing much more slowly. Fraymaker still has 3 unknown characters that are going to be added to the base roster, 8 unknown stages, and 30 assists, all that need to be revealed. We also have all the stretch goal features to look forward to. This includes Fray Bets, which, trust me, that crap's going to take over, I promise you that. We also got super attacks, items, single player modes, and match modifiers. It's hard to say how many of these will be implemented this year. I really doubt that all of them are getting added this year, but I think the point I'm making here is that Fraymakers has so many surprises in store for us once they get the Watcher out. It's going to turn more and more into that game that we've all been looking forward to, and it will start to reach its potential. I think online improvements should still be a high priority, and if they don't figure that out this year, then that's troubling, but they probably have at least another year or 2 to figure that out, I guess. The sooner the better, though. Adding content only means so much when people don't want to deal with online. I mean, with that being said, it's not that bad right now, but still, not ideal. Let's get a single-player game in this video. Last year, Gentle Giant Games put a ton of work into Spiritfall, and they are set to launch the game this year. Spiritfall has always been a decent game, but they have constantly updated the game every month of last year to add more content and replayability to the game. This is a roguelike, which means that solid gameplay, lots of content, and replayability are what a roguelike needs in order to succeed. And I can say with all these updates, that's exactly what they're doing with the game. They're just adding more and more into those elements. Its niche is that, of course, the combat is very similar to a platform fighter, so that is why we are talking about it now. I say that if you like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2's single player, you will absolutely love this game. I'd buy it now while it's a lower price because once it does launch, the price is going to go up. I'd imagine that for how productive the dev team of this game are, they are likely to add DLC to the game too, so the game will only get better from here. I want to highlight someone who is working on multiple projects you should look into. His name is Wills Blackett. He is currently working on 2 platform fighting game projects that I want to shout out. The first one is Combo Devils. This game recently got announced and it's going to be released next year, but I'd be surprised if we didn't get a steady stream of updates from this game this year. Combo Devils is looking like a fresh take on the platform fighting game genre by making its main goal to be bridging the gap between traditional fighters and platform fighters to create something players from both genres can enjoy. There are some very tight controls and brand new mechanics to create a very technical but satisfying gameplay loop. There's so many little things here that add up. Like, my favorite thing is how walls are being handled. You have infinite wall jumps, everyone can wall cling, and you even have stages with walls on them that are legal in tournament play because of all the different mechanics involved with walls. Add to that the unique character designs that incorporate some iconic moves from other fighting game characters here and there, and it feels like a celebration of the whole genre. The other game Wills is involved in is a small solo dev project called Recursor. I've played the game on this channel before and it's going to go through some big updates this year. It's probably even going to release this year. This is another roguelike game, but its aesthetic is different from every game we have covered so far. What I played of it was fun. The improvements to graphics and gameplay have been promising as well. This is going to be one of those smaller, cheaper options you should look into if you can't afford one of the bigger releases this year. I am obligated to talk about this game. 2 of my channel members work on it. It's Cross Impact. This game has been released recently, and just like every platform fighter, it's going to have its growing pains. I think what makes this game worth it is its cheap price and willingness to change. I suggested many changes for this game leading up to release, and most of my suggestions were implemented. There are constant instances of this happening with other members of the community too. They are always listened to, which is nice to see. Updates for this game have been coming out at a rapid pace, so it's constantly improving little by little. This game is extremely flexible because of its inclusion of an experimental mode, where players can test out potential features and upcoming characters as they are developed. It's about as transparent of a development cycle as it can be. I used to work on this game and I'm still in the know about everything that's going to be added, and I must say, there's a really fun lineup of new content coming to the game. I can tell you firsthand that Dallin and you are some of the most hardworking and passionate people that I know. They will be seeing the project through, and I think you should be excited for what's in store. I see the hard work for myself. I'm not exaggerating when I say that they make working on this game their life. It's not going to be the best, most polished platform fighter you've ever seen, but there's still plenty going for it, and I hope you do follow it and have fun with it regardless. Check out the Larson Saw Forward 2 for a preview of Cowboy and V1 gameplay, along with another big announcement. One game that is hiding in the shadows right now is Sentinels INC. I haven't forgotten about the game, and I hope you didn't either. If it's your first time hearing about it, Sentinels INC is a platform fighter with crisp pixel art animation, character designs based on popular fighting game characters, and some tag team mechanics. There is a high amount of quality being put into the game, so it might sneak up on everybody in 2024. There's single player and workshop support planned, so I feel like this game just might have it all, and it should be a great addition to the genre. The last game I'm going to shout out is a fan game. It is Toon All-Star Slam. This game has been cooking for quite a long time since its last update. There has been consistent progress shown on the game, which just makes me think that their next update will be a big one. I mean, it's practically been confirmed to me by the devs of the game. We know a bunch of new stages will be added in the next update, including a recently announced Wreck-It Ralph stage and... oh my god, it's Sans! There he is! We know that there's going to be at least one new playable character in the next update, being Mordecai and Rigby. I'm predicting 2, maybe 3 more playable characters for the next version if we're lucky. I say that just based on how much progress they've been making on each character. Like, seriously, it's impressive to see how much this game has moved along and how much stuff gets done for it. I'm excited to try out the new build when it does release. There will actually be a public playtest for an online feature being added to the game in late January, so if you've never played the game before, that might be a great place to start. If you love cartoons like I do, this fan game does a fantastic job of representing them. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching. Which platform fighter are you most excited for in 2024? For me, it's Fraymakers. I think the game has the potential to really do some exciting stuff and get some big indies to do some crossovers. I am really rooting for them. On top of that, the workshop community is doing great, and it's only going to get better as features are officially added to the game. If there's a game I didn't mention that you are excited for, drop it in the comments because I always like to learn what you guys want to see. Consider becoming a channel member as well. If you do, I basically just do whatever you want me to do. Along with that, you get exclusive video content, access to public videos one day early, emojis, and more. All that for $1.99 a month. If you don't want to pay a subscription, but still want to support the channel, then you can donate to my Ko-fi page. If you do, you get the exclusive video content, and you can also take a look at my art and even some blogs now. But that's all the advertising I want to do. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Bye.